start off, we'll have a few words from Natalie. Natalie Bennett, thank you.
Thank you, Richard, and thank you to all of you for giving up what's a glorious evening out there. As Richard said, I spent the day going around Derbyshire, and they tell me the weather is always like this. So I'm sure that's true, because someone told me that. But I do appreciate that you've taken the time this evening to come along. And it's an interesting day, of course, because it's been Labour Party conference and Ed Miliband's speech day, which left me in the situation people often ask me what it's like being a Green Party leader, or indeed any political leader, which is you often find yourself commenting on things without a great deal to go on. So this afternoon I rolled up to Radio Derbyshire, and it turned out they were going to ask me about Ed Miliband's speech. So I pulled out my phone and hit Google really fast, because I'd been all day talking about issues about badgers, talking about wildlife in Derbyshire, talking about mega pig farms, and I hadn't really paid any attention to Ed Miliband at all. But anyway, I do now have a fully formed, I've had a whole hour, so I have a fully formed response to Ed Miliband's speech, which I'm going to address a little bit of this evening. I don't know how many people here have heard anything about it. But one of the big headline item is that he's promising to freeze energy prices for 2 years. Now, of course, we know that fuel poverty, there's more than 6 million people in fuel poverty, and fuel poverty is a huge problem. And I'm sure that's going to get some nice headlines, and it sounds quite attractive. And indeed, Caroline Lucas, our Green MP, has been doing a lot of work on highlighting the huge profits that the big 6 energy companies have been making out of all of us. But we have a 2-year period. And the question I have already to ask Mr. Miliband is, what happens after that? A 2-year price freeze is all very well, but what we've been advocating for many years as the Green Party is we need to insulate our incredibly leaky, cost-ineffective, carbon-ineffective homes. The fact is, it depends whose figures you believe, between 1 in 3 and 1 in 4 pounds that we spend on gas to heat our homes is wasted, going straight out through leaky windows and doors, straight up through leaky roofs. And what we need is a real investment in energy conservation, which would mean insulation. You create a whole lot of new jobs that are going to be good long-term jobs, because there's an awful lot of homes to insulate. You tackle fuel poverty not just for a year or two, but permanently, because once you've insulated that home, bills stay down. And of course, you tackle carbon emissions. So I think when you see that figure in terms of 2 years price freeze, you might want to think about some of the alternative approaches to that issue. And one of the other things that he's been speaking a lot about is minimum wage and the living wage. And he really wants to encourage people to pay employers to pay the living wage. Well, that's nice, but what we've been saying for some time, beating away at the living wage issue, is we want to make the minimum wage our living wage. If you work full-time, you should earn enough money to live on. And that is something that's really interesting. I mean, one of the places which I've campaigned quite a lot in over the years is Highgate in London. And you're campaigning on the doorsteps of homes worth somewhere between 6 million and 10 million and who knows where after that. And you knock on those doors and you say to people, if someone's working full-time, they should earn enough money to live on. And people go, well, yeah, that's actually, that's not a radical thing to say, it's a reasonable thing to say. And one of the interesting things is there was one survey that asked the public in general, conducted by a reputable polling organisation, do you think the minimum wage should be a living wage? And around 70% of people said, yeah, we think that's about right. And yet here we are as the Green Party saying that, we've been saying that for years. And journalists in particular go, ooh, that's a bit radical. We can't say that. And yet 70% of the public back it. Something else that Ed Miliband didn't say today was he didn't say, I want to bring the railways back into public hands. And that's something that we've been passionately campaigning on for years. And in fact, Caroline Lucas has a private member's bill now before the House of Commons, which we're hoping to get quite wide backing for, saying we want to bring the railways back into public hands. Again, you look at the surveys, this one comes out at about 75%, those surveys. People believe no, that the privatisation of the railways has been a disaster. And yet again, you say this to journalists, and it's changed a bit in the last 6 months or so, but a couple of years ago you say that to journalists and they go, oh, British people will never vote for that. And then those of you who were at Green Party conference will know something that I focused on a lot in my speech was the NHS. Now, Ed Miliband today, based on my quick reading, has said that we really have to say how great our doctors and nurses are and trust their NHS. And I agree with him on that. But I want to go a lot further. And I want to say that we must have a publicly owned and publicly run NHS. The profit motive has no place in healthcare.